Let's see if we can do it kind of like the last one where I turned the mic down and it came out aight. Sorta aight. Except for my plane. With the Keeley Filaments pedal in front of it. This thing is fucking deafeningly loud with a pedal like that in front of it. Settings, you could just play with this amp all day long, and the settings are pretty cool. I just had a little bit of slapback delay and the boing reverb pedal, which is it's a really great reverb pedal. Anyway, this is the JTM 45 that I've had with me. She's been ready here for a little bit. I'm waiting on a couple of resistors I want to replace just because they're better quality. The owner built this amp, and what did we do? We did a few things. There was a couple of resistor values that were not right, and there was some connections. There was one connection mainly that basically just needed to kind of be gone through, resoldered, and that's, you know, great thing about these. You jumper that channel and they sound great. Basically, what happened? Oh, we had a bad 12AX7, or it was going out anyway, and I noticed it when I was just kind of popping through the tubes, because I got to a point where I didn't understand what was going on, so I started swapping 12AX7s, and oh, there it is. So we had a bad 12AX7. We also had a bad rectifier tube, and the interesting part about that was when he was here, we cracked it open and just kind of looking at things, and the voltages were okay, but then like a little while later, they had drifted substantially, and I was like, I mean, it's nothing for voltages to kind of move around a little bit, but they had drifted substantially. And later on, I was working on it. I was kind of diagnosing with it on, and then the next thing I know, I've got no B plus voltage. What the hell's going on here? And so I threw one of my rectifier tubes in it, and it was fine. We decided to, you know, I asked him what he wanted to do, if I could just put a solid state rectifier in it, or get him another tube, or I could get him what I really like, these Yellow Jacket solid state rectifiers that you plug in. That way, if you want to plug a regular tube rectifier in back in, all you got to do is unplug that. Also, I added the safety diodes that you would add for a rectifier tube. We did that. I mean, I'm not going to get into everything I did on the video, but honestly, he didn't do a bad job. He just, I mean, especially for a first build, just like I said, a couple of resistor values needed to be changed, and there was some solder points that just weren't cutting it. So, oh, and then there was one line, it might have been, I can't remember, it might have been coming off the grid. We had no continuity to it at all, so that was obviously a major issue. But I'll tell you what, these amps are they're very clean, you know, and they do break up when you dime it, you know it for sure. But man, the old cliche, I know, but boy, they take pedals well, and man, I'll tell you what, that is for a 25-30 watt amp, you know, which is what these basically are, these JTM 45s. Through these 4x12 EV speakers, man, sitting right in front of it like I am, it'll definitely deafen you. So anyway, yeah, we're waiting on, what are we waiting on? We've got something coming. Oh, I've got some resistors coming, because I wanted to change the screen resistors. I didn't like the little ones that they gave us, so I've got some coming for that, and maybe something else. I don't remember, but yeah, she's fun to play around with. And again, this is this was through StewMac. I believe they're Mojo Tone kits, and they're resold through StewMac. So that is my understanding. I could be totally wrong on that, but yeah, pretty cool, man. I wouldn't mind building one of these myself. Of course, I've got the deluxe up there, which that's kind of like comparable to this, as far as that kind of goes. But yeah, pretty friggin' cool, man. I mean, that's the Marshall that kind of started it all. Probably the reason people started building fuzz and distortion pedals and whatnot, you know, because when you drive these things, I mean, they really take pedals well, and holy smokes, can they get loud. So yeah, I know he's looking forward to getting it back, and should have it back to him in a couple of days. I've got I gotta take it back and clean it, and put a few things on. I don't remember what. Oh, I gotta put the screws back in the board, gotta clean it up for him, and then I gotta put those resistors on, and then it'll be ready to go back home to its happy place. JTM 45, pretty cool.